removing your own beverage consumption from the equation, please explain directly why we Berkshire Hathaway shareholders should be proud to own Coke.
Oh. Yeah, I think people confuse the amount of calories consumed. I mean, I happen to elect to consume about 700 calories a day from Coca-Cola. So I'm about 1/4 Coca-Cola, roughly. I'm not sure which quarter, and I'm not sure we want to pursue the question. I think if you decide that sugar generally is something that the human race shouldn't have, I think the average person consumes something like 150 pounds of dry weight sugar a year, 125 pounds. I mean, what's in Coca-Cola largely, where the calories come from, is sugar. I elect to get my 2,600 or 2,700 calories a day from things that make me feel good when I eat them. And that's been my sole test. It wasn't a test that my mother necessarily thought was great, or my grandfather, but there are over 1.9 billion 8-ounce servings of some Coca-Cola drink. Now, they have an enormous range of products, I mean, they have a few that are called Coke, Diet Coke, Coke Zero, and that sort of thing. But they have literally thousands of products. 1.9 billion, that's, what is that, that's 693 billion, 500 million 8-ounce servings a year, except it's a leap year. That's almost 100 8-ounce servings per capita for 7 billion people in the world every year. And that's been going on since 1886. And I would find quite spurious the fact that somebody says if you're eating 3,500 or so calories a day and you're consuming 2,700 or 800, and some of the 3,500 is Coca-Cola, to lay it any particular obesity related illnesses on the Coca-Cola you drink. You have the choice of consuming more than you use. I mean, and I make a choice to eat or to get 700 calories from this. I like fudge a lot, peanut brittle, and I am a very, very, very happy guy. And I don't know. I think, and I'm serious about this, I think if you were happy every day, it may be hard to measure, but I think you're going to live longer as well. So there may be a compensating factor. I really wish I'd had a twin, and that twin had eaten broccoli his entire life, and we both consumed the same number of calories. I know I would have been happier. And I think the odds are fairly good I would have lived longer. I think Coca-Cola is a marvelous product. I mean, if you consume 3,500 or 4,000 calories a day and live a normal life in terms of your metabolism, something's going to go wrong with your body at some point. But if you balance out the calories so that you don't become obese, I have not seen evidence that convinces me that I'll make it. It'll be more likely I reach 100 if I suddenly switch to water and broccoli. Incidentally, a friend of mine, R.J. Miller, a remarkable man, born about 100 miles from here west, 8th child, near Shelby, Nebraska. He said Shelby's population was 596 and it never changed because every time some girl had a baby, a guy had to leave town. It was a very stable. But R.J. went on to be president of Ford Motor Company from this farm near Shelby, and he had his 100th birthday on March 4th of this year. So I went out to see R.J. for his birthday on March 4th, and R.J. told me that there were 10,000 men in the United States that had lived to be 100 or greater, and there were 45,000 women that were 100 or greater. So I came back and I checked that on the internet. I went to the census figures, and sure enough, that is the ratio. There's 10,000 men over 100 roughly and 45,000 women. So if you really want to improve your longevity prospects, I mean, a guy in my position, you have a sex change. I mean, you know, you're 4.5 times more likely to get to be 100. That sounds like one of those studies that people put out. It's just a matter of fact, folks. I think I'll have Charlie go first, though, on that one. Charlie, do you have any comments?
Well,
have some fun.
I like the peanut brittle better than the Coke, but I drink a lot of Diet Coke, and I think the people who ask questions like that one always make one ghastly error that's really inexcusable. They measure the detriment without considering the advantage. Well, that's really stupid. That's like saying we should give up air travel through airlines because 100 people die a year in air crashes or something. That would be crazy. The benefit is worth the risk. And if every person has to have about 8 or 10 glasses of water every day to stay alive, and it's pretty cheap and sensible and improves life to add a little extra flavor to your water and a little stimulation and a little calories if you want to eat that way, there are huge benefits to humanity in that, and it's worth having some disadvantage. We ought to have almost a law in the editorial, I'm sounding like Donald Trump, where these people shouldn't be allowed to cite the defects without citing the offsetting advantage. It's immature and stupid.